Hello everybody. Happy afternoon time or whatever time you're watching this. And today I will be answering a question that I received among the other questions I get in my email, which is a new email, consultveronica@gmail.com. I will post my email below. So I am answering the questions, and guys, one more time, I want you to know how I am doing the answering questions and consultations and things like that. So I do not consult, once again, for your particular situation over the email. I've been receiving things, guys sharing about their particular situation in the email. I cannot do that. I don't offer that as a service or as a free thing right now. So you have three options. The option number one is, if you want to get my personal help, you can get to my website and click the products and services and order a consultation with me, and we will make sure we find a time. I'll try to adjust for your time or time zone. Number two is you could consider getting one of my video lessons that I made, and some of them answer your particular, what you think, unique situation, but it's not that unique. And if I recommend you take the video lessons, you can save some time and money because it's very affordably priced as of now, and you can listen to it many times till you really get it. And the last option is basically free. You send me a letter and you ask me to read your letter in my videos. So what I would do, I would read your letter, and this way it will help not just you but to others. I might not be reading all of it, or if it's way too specific, it might not work. But otherwise, I can read the letter and you will get a little bit more of a general answer, a little bit more of a general recommendation, but it could still help you. So remember, if you send me your personal email about your personal situation, what you do is you just put in a topic, please read my letter in your videos. So I'll be more than happy to do it, and this option is free. So go ahead and do that. I want to make sure I don't read the letter if you don't want me to. So, and of course I will leave away the names and maybe just skip a few details if you want to have more privacy. But that's basically three options. Number one, you book time with me. Number two, you go through the video lessons, which is often a very precise, and I can tell you, if I have one just for your situation, I probably do. And the three is a free one, and just make sure that you put in a subject that please read my letter. So, and today I'm answering a question about, should you date a separated Ukrainian woman? That's a question I've been getting several times, and I've decided to record an answer today. And meanwhile, I want to say hello to Gino and Michael and even Glenn, probably watching on his lunchtime. I'm happy to have some of you guys. I know it's a working day, but I want to make sure I spend, when I can, time to record a live video for you. So, dating a separated lady in Ukraine. Number one thing, in Ukraine we do not have what they call a legal separation, meaning that in US you have legal separation. Actually, sometimes couples decide to live in different houses, and they actually, you know, they don't want to divide the properties, and they have their own way of their own family, and it works. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that some people choose to have to be separated, and just that's the style they want to live. Sometimes it's just a basically rehearsal of a future escalation and then getting officially divorced. In US, I mean, I guess it really depends. But in Ukraine, I would be extremely aware of dating somebody who tells you they are separated, because we do not recognize that by the law there is no such a thing as the legal separation in Ukraine. So basically the woman tells you that she's married, or it's kind of an undefined situation that you will never be able to check. Because in US, if you're dating locally, you can kind of figure things out. Sometimes people have to wait with getting things official because there are a child involved, or, if they really getting along, maybe it's something about the taxes or immigration status, so they kind of waiting to make it official because they took their decisions and they have a certain system that works for them, even though you also can get really hurt. And I would like you guys to protect not only your wallet, but to protect your heart. To protect your heart and soul and your emotions. Because I totally understand what it is when you get involved and you get attached emotionally. That's in many ways the whole point. But the person that is logical, the person that is strong, the person that first of all respect themselves, they will not let anybody keep them as an extra option, as a fallback option, as an extra, just some extra things that they can fall back onto. When you love yourself, when you respect yourself, it's a healthy, you have some healthy boundaries and you're realistic. So if the Ukrainian woman or Russian woman tells you that, things not been working out, we are, not together, there is absolutely no way that you will ever know the truth. And especially if there is a child involved. If you have serious relationships, then you need a permission from the ex-husband who is actually current, if she is still not divorced. You need a permission to take the child with you if you're making, not with you, but when you open a K1 visa, fiancé visa, or anything like that, you have to have permission to for child to leave the country, and that comes from the child's father. So if that is in a messy situation, I wouldn't get too involved before the person get an official divorce. It could be extremely confusing and painful, and a lot of times, guys, men want to be the savior, they want to be a knight in armor, but women need to be ready for it. You cannot save anybody. It's absolutely impossible. You cannot save another person. If she's not ready to burn the bridges, what you could do, I can give you a recipe. You can tell her that you'll be more than happy to be her one and only once she figures things out with her situation. That is the key importance. So if she's really serious and if she's really working toward the end of her marriage, it's not as difficult, guys. Ukrainian people usually do not have much to divide. Usually it's not, unless they are some kind of oligarchs, or, in a, high level women, that's usually not the case. They have not so much to divide, so she can make it done. You don't need to be part of it. You don't need to send her money for it. And once again, guys, about the money thing, I'm not telling you to be greedy or be, like Scrooge, like the Scrooge character. What I'm telling you, to be reasonable. Your woman is the woman you had been with, physically, emotionally, and you spend time with together. That is your woman. The woman you saw online and she's cute and she sends you Viber messages or website messages, she is not your woman. You've never been with her. I know how deceiving it could be, and our illusions can be very powerful, especially when we're trying to escape the reality. And sometimes that is a person you're meant to be with, but she is not yours. So you're not paying for anybody's divorce or whatever situation she got herself in. If she is a serious person, she will figure that out, and she will get done with it. In Ukraine, if you're not suing your husband or your potential ex-husband now for any property, you can get divorced very, very fast. I have friends who went through that, and they just were unhappy in their marriage, and they really wanted to find love, and they've decided, despite of the amount of years they spent together, they decided to just go for it and not ask for alimony or any kind of real estate as a compensation, because their goal was to find love and to be with somebody, and they knew exactly how to make it fast. So do not agree to be on hold. That is one of the most painful mistakes sometimes men and women do, that we agree to be on hold. Oh, you know what, I'll solve this, oh, it's over, and then it's not over. Then they decide, okay, they don't know you, they've never been with you, and their husband in the middle is sort of like a known devil. They already know what to expect from him. Maybe they even never were separated, but they're just telling you the story you would like to hear. And basically they are on the website because they would like to make some extra money. And there are very many professional daters on the websites. They're not exactly scammers, they're not exactly that cruel. But in some ways they are more cruel, because you get to believe them that they are real, and they're not. You're just another guy between all the other guys that they have. So you're basically a source of extra income. And any poor story, any touching stories that, it is so terrible, life is so hard, we just don't have any options, it's all BS. The woman that has a goal, that wants to get out of the relationship, she will do it. Also, women in our country, they realize how precious the time is. A lot of them want to have another child. Let's say they have one child from the marriage, and the marriage just doesn't work. The love went bad. A lot of times, they want to their first desire and priority is to find love. And actually, I don't like to say find love, because we already have love inside of us, but connect with a great partner and have a meaningful relationship, so they can feel satisfied and happy, and possibly having one more child. So they're not gonna waste years and years on somebody, on some kind of separation. And once again, we don't have, Ukrainian law does not recognize legal separation. So, therefore, guys, be very aware, most likely you are getting played with. So, the advice I want to give you, or insight or recipe for this situation, this is exactly what you say. You say, you know what, I find you amazing, you sound like a wonderful woman, I understand you're in a difficult time in your life, and maybe you're not 100% sure, and I respect that. I want to give you time to figure out what you want, where you want to be, and take steps accordingly. I want to give you that space to figure out where you're going. I understand the difficulty of separation. I understand, many of you guys went through those things yourself. We are all grown people here. I don't have very many 19-year-olds who are, men who are watching this. So usually you have some life experience, and you know how sometimes it can be painful to leave the relationship, even if it's horrible. but sometimes you're scared because you're scared of unknown. Ukrainian women were brainwashed that if you divorce, God knows if you ever find somebody else, which is total BS, absolute BS. But that's how we were brainwashed, like my generation and little younger and little older. This like 2-3 generations were brainwashed on this topic. So you do give a person some time for themselves so they can figure it out, and if they are done, you giving them the right to come back to you and say, hey, here's my divorce papers, I'm free. You do not want to invest time, money, and emotions in somebody who is still in between things, not knowing what they want, because most likely you will get the complex of I'm gonna save you, and then you're gonna be the one that suffers. You're gonna be the one that suffers because she'll use your help, she'll fix your problems, and most likely she will come back to her ex because they have child together, because you are a stranger. You are a stranger. She doesn't know how you smell like. She doesn't know how you look like. She doesn't know how to be with you. How to live with you. How do you feel when you're close to her? She doesn't know if you have real conversations. She doesn't know if you have the keys to her soul, if you can really connect. She doesn't know how to be intimately with you. But she already knows the other guy. So, and if you are naive enough to be helpful and thinking that you are a superhero, she will still, 99% will choose the other guy. Because you are a stranger. You're also from another world. For Ukrainian women, it's really important to connect. So you are basically a stranger. You are kind. You are helpful. But what's she gonna be doing with you? She will choose the person that is connected to her, that is close to her, that is in her comfort zone, and or she will just use it as an excuse, and maybe she even never been so-called separated. Maybe she was a player to begin with. So that is something to consider. Stay away from that. You do not want to be in that situation. And guys, one of the things to actually check things when women tell you about their exes. I had a client like that several months ago who told me that, she was so interested, but when I told her that, hey, I want to rent apartment in your city for a month or two so we can get to know each other, the lady freaked out because she realized she doesn't want him there. And there's only one reason that she doesn't want him there, because she doesn't want that relationship to be known. Either her parents won't approve it, or she has a bunch of current or past boyfriends that living in her area, so she cannot have him living there. That's the only reason if she will hide or not be open for you to come. Because for the Ukrainian woman, if you are interested, if she is interested in you and you have a chance to come and stay for a month or two and rent an apartment, she'll be all over the moon because she can actually get to know you a lot better. So, and separate woman or woman that has a lot of things to hide, she won't be able to accept that, and she would freak out. You're going to be excited to tell her, hey, I can stay and spend time with you, but she will freak out and she will either say no or offer you to go in another city. So be aware, guys. You are all smart and intelligent men, so be aware of that. Be considerate. If you need my personal help, send me an email to consultveronica@gmail.com or visit my website, which is www.veronicaolson.com. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you are safe as long as you think, because you have logic, you have great logic. Just remember to put it on, to use it. Thank you, guys.